Hey Flosstube, to be here. I am slightly blinded. Serge bought me for my birthday a whole Flosstube kit of a tripod and some sort of like fuzzy microphone thing and this like super bright lighting system. And it's like right above the phone. It's so bright. So yes, anyway, if I get squinty or if I keep looking there, it's just because I am blinded by the light. Okay, so yeah, I was actually planning on taking a much longer break from making videos just because I have a lot going on at work right now. But I was on my phone and I was perusing Stitch Mania, which I usually enjoy, and I saw this strong language will be used. I'm sorry, so earmuffs if you need it. I don't usually, but I'm pissed. But I saw this super stupid post about what was it? I don't know, but am I the only person who doesn't like watching Flosstube? And I gotta tell you, I am no longer a member of Stitch Mania. Not because as a Flosstuber, I'm sorry, hold on. Guys, can champagne time. I was just telling someone I was gonna have a cup of tea because it's cold here in San Francisco at 50 degrees. We're all freezing. That kind of week. It's been really cold, and but you know what? This isn't even in the fridge, and it's time. It's time. So yeah. Anyway, so this whole thing on Stitch Mania about the fact that it was basically shitting on people who Flosstube and enjoy the videos, as well as of course people who enjoy the videos, and the whole reason why I got into making these videos was A, because my sister Olivia B makes them and she's had a really positive experience, and she loves this community a lot. And her love for the community and her assurance that there was no that it wasn't a catty, petty, negative, trolling environment. Because my main concern is like, especially after the whole election, was that I was sick and tired of reading arguments and hate speech, and whether it was on my side of the fence or if it wasn't. Like I was just tired of all of the negativity and all of the fighting. And, and she was like, look, if anyone ever comes at you in this community, there's probably going to be about 15 people telling them that, like, hey, that doesn't belong here, and standing up for you. And she said, but really, I mean, we're all cross-stitchers who love to stitch. That's what this is about. Not on Stitch Mania. Stitch Mania, I gotta say, like, I love seeing the projects that people are working on. My stash has grown because of Stitch Mania. But then posts like that pop up, or posts attacking other people, or I don't like this, and then, just, it's stitching. It's stitching. It's not even like all needlework crafts, it's just one specific one. And I feel like if you don't like Flosstube, then just don't watch it. But why don't you just kind of keep your mouth shut about it and post something about like Plum Street Sampler. Everyone can enjoy that. I've gotten a lot out of participating in Flosstube and on Instagram. I've met a lot of really wonderful people that I would have never met before. There have been really hard days, like I think we've all had, and this community has made those days better. Last week I had a really bad week. I had 2 people who've been with me for a while give notice. It's really hard to find good people right now. And it was one of those days where it just like everything kept going wrong. Someone called out sick. I broke a very large candle into my carpet, and I can't get all the glass out. I broke a really expensive brush that I was trying to clean. I had 2 recipes come out wrong. It was one of those days where consecutively, I mean, just everything turned to crap. And I was at home emotionally eating a Philly cheesesteak, and then I got a message from Olivia that Amanda Green had sent us this wonderful care package, which I'll share. But Amanda Green and I haven't really had any contact. I follow her now on Instagram, but this is someone that I don't actually fully know really well, who took time and effort to make me something and send it to me and to my sister, obviously. And I received that on a really bad day from someone I haven't met. You know, I mean, like, I just, you know, people might find our videos boring, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because I do talk about personal stuff, and I realize that some people just want to get to stitching. That's cool. You just don't need to watch my video. I mean, plain and simple. I mean, you might not like lipstick or champagne in a can. That's cool. But, you know, I just feel like, don't you think there's enough crap going on in the world right now that you don't need to try to belittle or poo-poo Flosstube? Seriously? Anyway, so to that woman on Stitchmania today, whose name I know, but there's no point because I'm not that kind of person. You're missing out. You're missing out. You might find these videos boring or whatever you want to call it, but man, I've gotten so much out of this, and just too many great people that for me it's kind of like, yeah, you're right. You don't belong here. So cheers to you. I'd pour some out, but you're not worth it. Because this stuff's good. Underwood champagne in a can, guys. Cost plus if you got one. It's bubbly and I like it. I'm not chugging, but again. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I was going to comment, and they shut it down, luckily. But man, it was a just, for all my Flosstube friends, it just really, really got my goat. Really pissed me off. Anyway, okay, so what? We're 8 minutes into it? Sorry, not sorry. It was her fault. Other than that, like I said, bakery's been kind of not a mess, but it's been a lot. And Valentine's Day was good. We sold a lot of heart-shaped chocolate boxes that my dad made out of chocolate, chocolates in them. I sold some Valentine's-themed unicorn cakes, lots of cookies, and now we are moving on to training new people that we've luckily hired in the last week, and St. Patrick's Day, and then Easter. Easter's a big one. We do all of our own chocolate Easter bunnies. We have all vintage molds from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Some of them are kind of freaky. Like there's one bunny that looks like it has a crack problem, and there's another bunny that's humping an egg. That one's my favorite. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's 9.5 minutes of angry drinking and ranting and some chocolate. That's what I got for you. This week I have not stitched. I have kind of lost my stitchy bug at the moment, and I am not sure if it's because everything I am working on is really big, or if it's just life at the moment's kind of poopy. I don't know. I don't know. But I get home and it's like I sit down and Murder, She Wrote will be on. And I just don't really feel like picking anything up. The whole weekend, I didn't pick anything up. And I have been really busy. And I'm not usually busy. So go figure. But, yeah. So, luckily it's been, I think, like 4 or 5 weeks since my last video. And I have been working quite a bit. Just not recently. Moving the champagne over. Don't want to lose a drop of that. Okay. So, first ones first. We're going to start with my Mirabilia. So again, I am doing, that's kind of the type of week I've been having. Oh, see? Okay. Well, nope, that light. There we go. There, is that, what? Nope. Okay, there we go. So that's it. Nope. This is my Mirabilia. It is Garden Beauty. Garden Beauty. I'm gonna have a problem with this light. Garden Beauty. I really like this one. However, this is where I'm at. That is a ruffle. It's a ruffle. It's one ruffle. There's like 4 ruffles or a ton of ruffles. I don't know. And I want to say that that is a good chunk of time. A good chunk of time. It seems like everyone else breezes through Mirabilias, and I'm just like the little engine that could with a single ruffle. Thank God my sister told me not to put the beads in as I go because of moving the Q-snap. So I obviously have patch. But it's I mean, it's like a slow build. Slow build. Is it like, it's gonna take forever. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't enjoy doing this. It's not, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. But it's definitely more advanced. I feel like it's just, it's a lot harder for me. And I don't feel like I'm a super instant gratification type of person with my stitching projects that I choose. But this is like seriously a slow chug. So that is my Mirabilia. I am not poo-pooing the Mirabilias. I think they're gorgeous. I'm just telling you that my patience is of a 4-year-old, and 1 ruffle in 2 weeks is hard. So yeah. Haven't given up. Just need to get a second wind. I'm probably going to need like 14 winds for that. I was about to make a chilly joke, but it's like 12-year-old boy humor. Okay, so the next one, I haven't stitched on this in about 3 weeks. Don't tell Gerald. Mushroom Sal, XS Mushroom Sal. A bunch of people have already finished theirs. Which leads me to believe that next time I'm like, let's do a Sal, I'm going to actually finish it first and then announce it. Right? So that I don't look like I'm just the slowest stitcher in the world. That's my plan. So next Sal, just saying, I'll be done. Again, this is a beautiful piece. There's no doubt about it. And I have really, really enjoyed watching people stitch ones that aren't the French ones. Christine from Stitch All the Things is by far my favorite. Mushrooms Grow and Poop. Christine actually wrote me and said, hey, is it cool if I do this? Because I really don't like mushrooms, but I really want to join your Sal, but I think this is hilarious, and I don't want to, I don't know if she said like declassify or something like that, the Sal based on the fact that she stitched a pattern that says all mushrooms grow and poop, but it cracked me up. I think it's great. I don't think you can declassify something like that. It's stitching. It's fun. It's fun, and it was funny, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, my sister's done with her little one. So she did the toadstools. This is mine. This is as far as I've gotten. Yeah, I got the writing in there. I didn't get a lot done. And this took me a really long time. I would say, again, this is super advanced for me. I keep saying this, like, I really have to pay attention when I'm stitching it. And it's not that I'm mindlessly stitching other stuff, but this is just not anything I've ever done before. So it's going to take me a few years. In 3 or 4 years, when Instagram is no longer popular, and it's on to the next thing, I will still be on there with my excess mushroom Sal. And you're going to be like, oh man, Ginger Gerald finished like 2 years ago. Yeah, nope, not Elena B. She's still chugging along, one mushroom at a time. So yeah, I haven't stitched on that. I haven't stitched on that for like 3 weeks. I don't know. I stitched on it for a lot of time, and then I was just like, slow chug. That's what I'm going to call them now, those big whips. Just slow chugs. Like this. I'm kidding. Ooh, that's good. Next one. Okay. That was that. And that. Those are my big ones. Smaller one. So I've been working on 2 whips in the in-between time of the Mirabilia and the mushroom. And I think I think that's kind of the way for me to go. I'm not really rushing to finish anything. When I saw everyone's finishes for January, like, people had like 5 or 6 small finishes. That's amazing. You guys are banging it out. I have zero interest in getting any of these done anytime soon. Especially right now with not really wanting to stitch. It's kind of like, look, if I feel like stitching, I'm going to stitch. If I finish something, great. If I don't really care. As long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing and they're projects that I like and that I feel I'm going to hopefully one day finish. So that's kind of where I'm at with my stitching. And I get that a lot from my sister. She's the one who's always just like, you know, you got to stitch because you want to. And I hear that from a lot of other stitchers, which I think is great. So I think it's also wonderful if you're doing small pieces and you enjoy that. And I get that there are a lot of people who need to be able to finish their stuff. And there's a lot of people who don't really need to finish their stuff. Again, that is the beauty of stitching, is you can do whatever the hell you want to do and have it take as long as you need. So it's going to take me a while. So this is Gara posing. I really enjoy this one. Again, doing this for my friend Chung, who looks just like the girl in the stitch. And yeah, this has been really great because this is a lot easier for me. And I like the color changes. I love the color. I love working on this fabric. This is Lugana 28 count in cornflower. And it's super soft. It's like really soft. I don't know. I've never worked on this before. I would say that 28 count isn't really my jam. I would prefer it a little bit smaller, but for this it works, and I'm really happy stitching this. Really happy stitching it. And yeah, so that's good news. Sorry, I should probably, not that you're gonna be able to see it in this light. There we go, sneak attack to the side. Gara posing. I have another one of hers already kitted up. It's the embroidery one, and that one's going to Olivia. I have this really obnoxious purple opalescent fabric for that one that I'm excited. I don't know if I'm excited using it. I bought it. It was one of those, is it like Amy's hand-dyed fabric? And it took like 5 or 6 weeks for the one piece of fabric to show up, and it was kind of pricey. Totally worth it. Olivia's worth the extra bucks. But the color came, of course, like completely different than what I thought it was going to look like, and it's bright. And I say that as me, who is all about the bright. So that is Gara. And then, sorry, the last whip, I feel like there's another one, but the last whip is, I've been working on this in between everything. So whenever I take a pause from one, I always immediately switch back to this, and this is kind of like my version of all of the smalls. I hope smalls is a term here, because Maddie happy goes to Jesus all the time, and I just believe her that that's a thing. I'm not calling her a liar. I'm kidding. Maddie would. Maddie could definitely arm wrestle me and win. She's a scrappy one. She's gonna kill me for saying this now. So this is All Souls Fear London. That's why I bring up Maddie, because this was originally something that I saw Maddie stitching. Maddie does have the best taste, in my opinion. One of many. And yeah, I started this in Paris, and I work on a little piece of it in between, and I enjoy it. Olivia gave me the fabric. I mentioned it earlier. No clue what it is at this point. And she provided me with all of the threads, which are Victorian motto sampler. And I really enjoy those because they're nice, big skeins, and they're slightly variegated. I don't like the super variegated one so much for this. And yeah, I really like it. This is going to Serge. We call it the Death Metal Sampler, Sampler of Death. Yeah, again, I'm really digging it. It's so wrinkly. And also Needleminder from Laura over at Mod Mozart. She helped design this. I'm a big fan of Laura. I know a lot of us are. Love Laura. So she's always with me. I'm there. She lives right there. Always thinking of you, Laura. Just saying. So yeah, that's what is it called? Because people always ask. It is Quiltify Designs, All Souls Veer London, and yet another super big piece. But it doesn't feel like it. I love these Quakers, I gotta say. Caroline over at Off the Grid introduced me to even what a Quaker was with the Winter Quaker. And I don't remember who does that. But everyone should know it, right? I feel like if I know it, then everyone should probably know it. I bought Winter Quaker. Olivia hooked me up with some beautiful fabric for Winter Quaker, and I gotta lanify the colors because I didn't want the Valdani ones. I thought Valdanis, because I think it's a super cute concept that they're all in those little balls. But yeah, I didn't realize how tiny they were. I thought they were big balls. I was a little bummed when I found out they were tiny. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. My plan for 2018, because I have such big projects that I will not finish this year, and a bunch of other projects all ready to go, that I am only stitching from stash, which is great because I've put on a little weight and I need to redo my wardrobe. So, that's it for right now of what I'm working on. The only thing that I do have haul-wise is, I mentioned in like the last 2 or 3 videos I've been in, whether mine or my sister's, I have whined about how my boyfriend was in Moscow for Christmas. The plus point to him being in Moscow over Christmas was that he got to go to the Realist store. It's not really a store. He said it was more like their distribution office or something like that. Because I had seen this big kit on Etsy or eBay, something like that. I had never heard of Realist before. I didn't know it was a kit. I did love this pattern, and I just think it's like super 60s, 70s. It's something my Aunt Irma would have had in her trailer. And I loved it. Totally reminds me of my Aunt Irma. Olivia, you know what I'm talking about, right? Doesn't it seem like something Aunt Irma would have had? I loved Aunt Irma. So yeah, so she lived in a mobile home park, or whatever they call them. I don't think it was a mobile home. Anyway, either way, so we used to go check on her trailer when she had gotten sick. This was a long time ago, and she was staying, my grandparents were taking care of her while she had cancer. And so we would get to go to her trailer, and she didn't have kids. And it was like and she had traveled a lot, and it was like a world of wonder. Like a world of wonder. She had so much cool stuff there. And, yeah. Irma was amazing. So this is kind of my Irma piece. I was really excited for the kit because of the fabric. So obviously it's going to be a really long piece, and because I'm still so new to this, I was like, how am I going to buy the fabric for that? Because it's skinny. So I have no idea what this is going to be like to do as a project. But yeah, fabric. It's large. So I'm pretty sure I forget if they said it looks like it's 16 count, which I'm actually pretty excited about. Not because, well, slightly because it's going to be on black, but mainly because I do want the stitches to be larger. I know where this is going to be going in my home. I haven't hung up any of my own stitching, and this is a piece that I would buy for my apartment if it was completed. So I want it to be bigger. Like if it was on 14 count or if 12 count's a thing, I would have totally gone for that for the aesthetic that I'm looking for. So I'm really excited. One of the parts that I really like, and I don't know if this will show up on camera. Yeah, it does kind of. See how it's on the black fabric? It also has the green kind of weird border in the side. I am in love with that. I am in love with how kind of faint that is. I don't know what it is about that, but that just tickles my pickle. Love it. Floss card, just in case you guys wanted to know what's in a Realist kit, unless everyone already has a Realist kit. I don't know. Is it called Realist? I'm hoping so. So yeah, this thingy came. I don't really get why they put the little flosses on the card, because these are numbered, and these are all my flosses, and they're super bright. So yeah, a lot of floss. I like this. I like this better than the way the French kit came, not gonna lie to you. And then obviously, don't try to stitch it off this, guys. Pattern. Did you get all that? So yeah, so that's the Realist kit. I was really excited. There are a couple in the series of these, like, they also had pansies. Yeah, here it is on the back if you can see it. It was a hard toss-up, but the poppy is the California state flower, so I figured that'd be cool. But yeah. So I'm excited. I don't know when I'm going to start that. It's nice that it's all kitted up and I don't need to worry. So that's kind of stitching-wise what I have going on. I do have a lot of thank yous. So let's see, because it's a lot of thank yous. I've been sent a lot of stuff mainly through Olivia. So I have people to thank. But first on my own side, stuff that people sent me at the bakery. Danielle Stitcherista, thank you so much for the Valentine's Day card and floss. I am so glad that someone decided to carry on just the holiday spirit. It was like Stitchy Christmas, but Valentine's Day, and Olivia and I could not be happier that, it's just so wonderful that you decided to spread the love, aside from already spreading the love with your daily videos. That's just awesome. So thank you so much for that. It meant a lot, and it was a wonderful surprise at work. So thank you, and happy Valentine's Day, Danielle. Also, Marlene, Stitching by the Lake. Thank you so much for the Valentine's Day card. Every day I think I'm going to email you a thank you, and every day I end up getting swept up in some sort of other stuff that isn't nearly as nice as emailing you. So Marlene, believe me, as my #1 lady crush, sharing a spot with Vonna Pfeiffer, of course. Marlene, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love you, Marlene. God. Doesn't everyone just love Marlene? When people say they don't like Flosstube, have you watched Marlene? You're only doing yourself a disservice. Let's see. I would also like to do a thank you to Olivia, who Olivia just presented me with like a whole bag of awesome stuff from people over the weekend. And one of them was from Olivia in the berry patch. Olivia, who did this one? All Through the Night. I love this. She stitched this on blue and is going to turn it into a pillow. and I was like sisterly obsessed with it. It felt like that varsity jacket that you'd gotten from the Gap in 8th grade, and I wanted that jacket so bad. You wouldn't even let me try it on. Working through some issues here. So Michelle Hudson, who is on Instagram and does not have a Flosstube, is a good friend. And she sent me for Christmas probably one of the coolest gifts. So first she sent me gingerbread cookie ornament patterns. I was trying to get me to stitch those ornaments, Michelle. You're going to end up with a tree full of them, and try explaining that to Rob. And then she sent me this, which is a lipstick tube, but not any lipstick tube. It's a pincushion lipstick tube. How cool is that? I saw this and squealed at the bakery, and luckily it was my day off and no one else was in there. But yeah, this is the jam right there. Not even my jam. It's all around the jam. So Michelle, thank you very much. This is like the coolest thing. Obsessed Stitcher sent Olivia and I these awesome needle minders of felt gnomes. I have always wanted to learn how to felt, but for some reason it looks really complicated. And this is not only super cool because it's felted and it's a gnome, but the fact that you sewed a magnet into it, and I can use it as a needle minder, or even better, just a brooch, a gnome brooch. So thank you very much for this. This is super, super cool. Also, I need to say a thank you to, and these are two things that I do not currently have on me. Swanky Sim, thank you so much for the needle minder. It looks like a little jam sandwich, and I love that. And also to Dawn Frosty Stitch, my girl in Basel, Switzerland, who sent me a lovely care package, and I have it all up in my house, in my apartment, displayed a little bit everywhere, or if not, in use. So thank you very much for that, Dawn. Merci vielmals. And then last but very, very not least is Amanda Green, Ampu Stitcher. Like again, on a really rough day, Olivia sends me a picture of this mushroom project bag with an ephod on it. And she made this for me. It's like made real nice. I mean, just like the thought that was put in this, like, Amanda Green, you have got to be one of the world's best people. Like, just best people. This is such a thoughtful package to send that I can't tell you how much your kindness meant. Sent a little bee notebook and an armadillo needle minder. Pattern postcard. A color wheel, because you know I love me some color. And you rock chocolates. No, Amanda, you rock. This was beyond generous and thoughtful, and thank you so much. It really means so much to me. All of these gifts do. The cards do. The comments, wanting to follow me on Instagram, all of it. Thank you so much. I think this is, you know, one of those things where it's not just me making a video of me yammering on about myself and my stitching, although it 100% is, but it's also the fact that you end up finding people who are so incredibly kind and interesting and hilarious from all different walks of life. A lot of us don't share what we would normally consider to be the same, how should I put this? We might not share the same political views, okay? We might not share the same religious backgrounds and beliefs. There are all of these different things that currently divide us in so many ways all across the world. And in this community, none of that stuff seems to matter. And thankfully, I don't want to be inundated with all that negativity on a regular basis during the day of fighting over my views being better than your views and I'm right and you're wrong or vice versa. I would much rather really like to know what you're stitching and to find out if maybe my fabric choice isn't the right fabric choice for what I'm working on, or that maybe a Mirabilia took you 3 years too. Or that you enjoy champagne in a can. I don't know, you know. To me, to miss out on this is just that. You're missing out. If it's not for everyone, I get it. But it is for me, and it is for you, I'm guessing, because you're still sitting through at the 35-minute mark as I get rosy-cheeked off of my canned champagne. So yeah, I am very thankful. And I am also very thankful to Amy Loves Toads. Amy Loves Toads made me an ornament, and it is on my coffee table right over there, and it is gorgeous. It is a little witch on a broomstick with a snowman on the broomstick, and it is backed with toad-themed fabric, and it is gorgeous, and it is extremely soft, like a tiny mini pillow made for a hamster. And I will put it on my tree every single year from here on out, Amy. So thank you so much. You did beautiful stitching, and other than an ornament that I got from Olivia, which is a sassy camel that's cross-stitched, it will be the second cross-stitch ornament on my tree, and I will cherish it forever. Also, Amy, I just found out from Olivia B's latest video, started her own Flosstube, and I cannot wait to watch it after I'm done posting this. I think everyone knows Amy Loves Toads because she's awesome and comments and is on Instagram like no other, and I am very excited to be able to watch your videos, Amy, and to hang your ornament on the tree. So thank you very much for that. And I think that's pretty much it. I got one main shout out, which is Christine at Stitch All the Things. Christine, we're going to be roommates someday. I'm just going to start the commune. We're going to start the commune of stitchers. Christine at Stitch All the Things makes all crafts seem like totally doable. Like, I'll watch an hour-and-a-half video of her turning her cross stitch into a pillow. Do I know how to do any of it? Will I ever get any of that done? No. But do I like to stare at Christine and her beautiful hair? Yeah. Yeah, I do. That and her wall of colorful fabric. Just want to pull them all out of that wall, Christine, and just roll around in them, and then neatly fold them and put them back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's what I got. 37 minutes. I still have plenty of left, so I'm gonna go probably watch Amy Loves Toads. But yeah. I just think that keeping it positive is better. I don't apologize for the beginning rant. I think that was really unnecessary today about Flosstube. I think that we all put a lot into this. I think we all get a lot out of this. I don't think there's any reason to go onto a stitching page and do something like that. I mean, for what? What does that do? It offends a lot of us. It hurts people's feelings. And also that you can announce that you find it boring. No, not my cup of tea. Definitely not my jam, guys. But yeah, also, I mentioned last time about not having kids, and that it kind of sucks because I'm not seeing as many people of my friends who are now having kids. And I just want to thank you for the response on that one. Of the women who did comment back that they didn't have kids, or that their kids aren't having kids, and it's totally fine. I accept that it's totally fine, but it did feel good to know that I'm not the only one. To know that Barbie, that you don't have kids, was like, if I turn out like Barbie, I got it made, man. Barbie, you're my girl. So yeah, on that note, happy stitching to everyone, and I hope that you guys are all doing well. Thanks for sitting through this. Thanks for watching this. And yeah, happy stitching. And till next time, toodles.